Hello everybody, it is Animalstints here. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Quick announcements before we start the video. One, please quick shout out to Austin Okari. He was very respectful in suggesting the Naruto Sierra pairing fanfiction. It was basically just the Naruto multi pairing. And number two, please comment down below what summoning Naruto should get. Not the toads, snakes, or slugs, because I want to try something different for this what if. But yeah, so without further ado, roll the intro. Six months before the Kyuubi attack, Uzumaki Library. A tall man sat on the ground in front of a destroyed library. There was a large pile of scrolls to his right, and in front of him was an even larger scroll that he was sealing the smaller scrolls into. The man looked up to see a woman in a standard Konoha Anbu outfit minus the mask. There was a Konoha headband wrapped around her forehead. The cloth was black, though it was slightly different than a normal headband. The scroll in the center of the leaf symbol was filled in with red acrylic, and the rest of the leaf wasn't. She had long red hair that came down to her back. The woman set down all of the scrolls she was holding onto the pile on the man's right, the ones he was sealing into the scroll. "How's it going, Minato?" the woman asked. "Fine, Kushina. How many more scrolls and books are left?" the now named Minato asked. "Not much," Kushina said, turning back toward the library. 6 months later, Kushina was lying on the floor of the battlefield. Naruto was in her arms. The entire Nine Tails was sealed into Naruto, and he was crying like crazy. Kushina was calming him down. Minato stumbled over to where Kushina was and collapsed next to Naruto. He touched him on the cheek and took his last breath. There was a sound of wind rushing, and Danzo appeared next to the trio, looking down at them. "Please, Danzo," Kushina asked, her voice shaky. "Make sure Naruto is safe." Kushina shuddered, and then life left her eyes. "Take their bodies back to the village," Danzo said, picking up Naruto with his left hand. 30 minutes later, council room. "I suggest he stays at his clan house with the caretaker," Danzo said. He held a lot of power over the civilian side of the council, so he was sure he wouldn't have any trouble convincing them to do what he wanted. How did Danzo know that? Hiruzen thought. "He's a demon! He should be..." There was now a blade to the man's neck who was speaking. "I suggest you don't insult the person who was holding the Kyuubi back from killing us all," Danzo said with a lot of edge in his voice. "Now, Hiruzen, would you mind finding a caretaker for Naruto?" Danzo said as he was leaving. 30 minutes later, Danzo was standing in his house, staring at a photo. In the picture, he was sitting in a wheelchair. He just lost his right arm. To his right was Sume Inuzuka, Kiba's mother, and Helen Hyuga, Hiyashi's wife. To his right was Kushina Uzumaki and Mikoto Uchiha, Sasuke and Itachi's mother. Flashback. Danzo and 3 other teams had been ambushed by 60 Iwa soldiers. They had all died except for Danzo, but they took a lot of the Iwa soldiers down with them. Danzo was facing the remaining 16 shinobi on his right leg. They had broken his left leg. 4 of them rushed towards Danzo, and Danzo thought, "This is how it ends," he said. He thought, bracing a kunai. Just as the 4 shinobi got within 4 yards of him, golden chains shot out, impaling them. Kushina then appeared in front of him, her sword drawn. The sword looked like a regular katana, but slightly shorter. There was also a wave pattern going down the center of the blade, separating the 2 sides. The blunt side of the blade was made of a polished and hardened obsidian, giving it a hard black look. The sharp side of the blade was made of chakra-conductive steel. When she pushed her chakra into it, which had a gold color, it turned gold. And when she swung it, it left a golden arc in its wake. She took out the other 2 with a flick of her wrist. The blade then left a golden arc in its wake, true to its name. Sume and Mikoto took out the rest while Kushina rushed Danzo back to a medical station. Flashback end. Danzo put the paper away and went back to bed. 5 years later, October 10th. Naruto was in his house training. His caretaker, Karasumi, was somewhere in the house. He was practicing his Taijutsu, the Whirling Dragon style. It revolved around a circular motion in one direction. He was also practicing his Kenjutsu with the Boken, a wooden katana. Naruto's eyes were closed, but he could still see and sense. Everything lost its color, but he could still see the color of the chakra inside of people. Most people's chakra color was a shade of blue, but Karasumi's color was forest green. He could also tell what types of affinity people had. Karasumi's chakra felt like a cool breeze, which was understandable because she had wind affinity. She wasn't a shinobi, though she did use Senbon, enhanced with wind-style chakra. Naruto heard Karasumi saying, "Coming," which meant that someone was at the door. Naruto just kept running through his drills of the Taijutsu stance. Naruto's legs were slightly bent. His right leg was farther forward, causing Naruto to turn to the side slightly. His hands were in a claw shape, with his left arm near his waist with the palm facing downwards. His right arm was higher up and farther forward, but the palm was facing the opponent. It was basically the gentle fist style, but your hands were in claw shapes. Then Naruto started forward. He brought his right arm back while fully clenching his hand into a fist, while simultaneously rotating his left arm 180 degrees so that his palm faced downwards. He then fully clenched his hand into a fist and shot it forward. The rotation helped add extra power to his punch, and the result was an indentation in the wooden dummy. Naruto wasn't finished though. This time he spun around and landed a heavy roundhouse kick with his right leg. The left side of the dummy's head was crushed and then Naruto pulled his leg back. He quickly hopped from his left foot on the ground to his right leg holding him up. Because his left foot was slightly behind his right leg, Naruto swung it up and landed a flying knee to the dummy's ribcage, shattering it. The remnants of the dummy fell to the floor. Naruto then heard clapping and swung around to face the person. It was an old man with bandages around his head and a walking cane. "Well done, Naruto. My name is Danzo. I was one of your mother's friends. I came here to give you a birthday present," Danzo said. He pulled out Kushina's sword and handed it to Naruto. "This was your mother's sword, and I'm sure she wanted you to have it," he said. Naruto then noticed something. There are only 5 Anbu left, and they report directly to Gigi, which means that one of them went to go inform him of this man meeting him, Naruto thought. "Why don't people like you?" Naruto asked, surprising Danzo. "Naruto, don't be rude!" Karasumi reprimanded Naruto. "What I mean is that there are 4 Anbu tailing me, and 2 Anbu tailing Karasumi at all times. It takes something big for one of them to leave and go report to Gigi-sama. Right now there are only 5 Anbu in this house, which means Katni went to go and report you meeting with me. So I want to know, who are you, and why is it cause for one of the Anbu to go and report?" Everyone was shocked, from Karasumi to Danzo to the 5 Anbu left in the house. A little kid found out all the Anbu and was successfully able to identify when one of them leaves. "How did you know that?" he asked. "Well," Naruto said, "I don't have very good eyesight, and I can only actually read when the paper is directly in front of me, like a book or a test. When my eyes are closed, I can see and feel chakra without touching it. I can also see everything around me, though none of it has any color except for chakra signatures. One of my family scrolls called it the mind's eye of Kagura. For example, Inoni's chakra is electric blue and reminds me of a thunderstorm, but his left eye has slightly different chakra signature than the rest of his body. Neko-ni, or Katni, my older sister I call her, chakra signature feels like water. It's very pleasant to be around. And lastly, Koharu-sama, the elder on the council, her chakra feels like summer, and it's also pleasant to be around. As it is, this kid could be a better sensor than the second Hokage, Kakashi thought as he signaled the other Anbu and took off. He suppressed his chakra signature as he left. When he got back, Bor would tell him if Naruto noticed him leaving. With Naruto's head turned slightly towards the place where Ino/Kakashi was. He felt his signature dim, and then it left his range of sense. Danzo and Boar noticed this. Then Danzo said, "I assume another one left?" "Yeah," Naruto said. "Well, here, Naruto," Danzo said, handing Naruto a scroll. "It'll explain how to use the sword and the style that goes with it." "Okay, bye, G-san," Naruto said, basically calling Danzo his uncle. Oh, quick side note, guys. I will leave in the description like the suffixes, the Japanese suffixes I'm using, so that you can better understand this. But yeah, back to the story. Danzo smiled and then left. 10 minutes earlier, the Hokage's office. Neko, aka Yugao, landed in Hiruzen's office. "Lord Third," Yugao said. "Danzo is meeting with Naruto right now." Hiruzen said, taking his pipe out of his mouth. "Keep a close eye on Danzo when he's around Naruto." "Yes, sir," Yago said, about to leave. Then Kakashi landed in his office. "Hokage-sama," Kakashi said. "Naruto is a visual sensor, and from what I've seen, he's really good at it. He was able to identify us where each of us were, and he was also able to differentiate between us. Just keep a close watch on Naruto and report back to me," Hiruzen said. "Yes, sir," they both said. With Naruto, 3.5 hours later. "Okay, Naruto," Karasumi said. "It's time to work on your Ninjutsu." "Okay," Naruto said. Every day, Naruto woke up at 6 in the morning. He ate breakfast, then did physical conditioning and Taijutsu for 3 hours. So far, he'd learned 2 of the 5 dances of the Whirling Dragon style. The dances were just a special set of attacks. After Taijutsu, he would practice Kenjutsu for 1 hour, and then Ninjutsu for another hour. After that, he would have lunch, and after lunch, another hour of Ninjutsu practice. Then it was on to practicing Fuinjutsu for 3 hours. Fuinjutsu practice included practicing and controlling the seal of the whirling tides. Every Uzumaki was born with one, but not all of them could access it or control it. The seal was constantly siphoning off a little bit of your chakra, if you allowed it to, that is, condensing it and then storing it in its seal. When the seal was activated, marks similar to the curse mark spread across the body. The area that was covered with the marks would increase in strength because there was a high density chakra flowing through it. Naruto's marks looked like flames, basically like Sasuke's curse mark. As of right now, Naruto could control the marks to cover one of his appendages, like his arm or his leg. Time skip. End of the day. Naruto was lying in bed. He was tired, but not more than normal. "Hey Naruto," Karasumi said, her voice shaky. "I'm not going to be around much longer." "Terminal illness, right?" Naruto said, his eyes getting glassy. Karasumi looked surprised. "How did you know?" she asked. "I switched myself with a clone and followed you to the hospital that one day," Naruto said, lying back down and staring at the ceiling. "How much time do you have left?" he asked. "About a month," she said, pulling Naruto in for a big hug. "Please be good, Naruto, when I'm gone." She got up, put on a brave face, smiled at Naruto, and then left. 2 months later, Naruto just finished his first half of Ninjutsu training. He was going to go inside and make some lunch. It had been about a month since Karasumi died. He still had pictures for her all around the house. He never smiled nowadays. Hiruzen had offered him to find him another caretaker, but Naruto had refused on several occasions. Inu appeared in front of him, and before he went back into the house, "Naruto," Inu/Kakashi said, "take a shower, and then you and me are going out for lunch."